Thick and creamy mayonnaise, but looks like a bucket of water to me.
Just water. Just water.
People have been asking since our Jaws test of talking about the claims of spin, which people seem to enjoy. Lots of people asking us to test this one in wet conditions.
Hydro pearl finish?
Yeah, so this Ping Glide has got a finish on it that's meant to help it when it gets water on it to keep the spin up over other wedges. Vokey, a Jaws and a Glide 3.0 inside outside wet testing. So we look at the numbers, see if we can find any difference.
Any difference.
So we're going to start with the Ping Glide. So I'm going to wet the face and I'm going to wet the ball. So the ball completely submerged, face in.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop the ball down and I'm going to just hit shots, doing that on each one.
Okay.
70 yards is the distance I'm going to try and drop it.
Quite big, bold statements, aren't they? Have you done this much testing before with wet?
I have. I've done it with ball and wedge.
Have you?
And they never aired.
They never aired?
The video never went out.
For what reason?
You know the reason. What reason do you think?
It didn't quite give you the result that they
wanted. It was just not predictable. It was not. You couldn't account. There was no pattern.
So many jumps.
There was no pattern. And I just thought, I don't want to just say it doesn't work when I'm going to check that the way I'm doing it is right, try it again, and kind of this is my last stand almost, you know what I mean? So I'm going to hit the same ball over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 10 shots all wet with the Glide. Let's switch that over to the Jaws, shall we? Oh, that's the bucket. Okay, that's carried 73, slightly the longer side, but I reckon the average carry those the same. Let's do the Vokey to finish. Right, Vokey. So all of these clubs are 60 degrees, all going through the same process. A dunk, a drop, and then just hit. So obviously there's a bit of water coming off each shot, but for all intents and purposes, as close as we can get it. 10 with this one. Ping. Started us off with the Ping. 7-1 spin, averaging 70 yard drop. The Callaway, 7,600 spin, 7,697 spin, dropping an average of 70 yards. And the Vokey, so my Vokey, 68 spin, 6,843, averaging 1 yard further of 71. The Ping, very good. The Vokey, the worst out of the three when wet, if you're looking for high spin on that shot. And the Jaws doing very, very well.
Yeah, Jaws was looking good there.
Like, amazingly. Let's go outside and do it from the grass wet and hit more of like a 40 yard shot opposed to the 70 yard shot. And again, see if there's any difference. At the moment, Jaws looking good. Vokey 300 less than the Ping, which is about what Ping would kind of, I guess, say there. I think it is around 300 or 200 revs. It keeps revs on. Yeah. So if you use the Vokey as the benchmark there for argument's sake, it is more, but then the Jaws is doing even better. Yeah. Right, Dan's going to go outside. Same procedure. You need to dunk the ball, dunk the club, and then just drop it down.
Okay, lost that.
So we've now got a little. We're going to go 5 with each, same order. Ping, then Jaws, then his Vokey. And the distance now, I think the launch one will tell us when it lands, but it's about 44 or 50 yards. Swap to the Jaws. Right, Dan's just changing the iPad over now, going to finish, but we're now on his Vokey. So it'll be interesting to see, because obviously club to club, different amounts of wear. If you think about it, when there's loads of water about, really that's when you're going to want your like ultimate amount of groove and milling on the face to try and help with that water. Right, all the numbers in. We're going to go inside because they're cutting. It's a little bit loud and you can see the screen a bit better. Indoors, let's look at these numbers. Right, Dan outside. Again, if we start at the ping, he was spinning at 4,000 revs in this batch of collections, going 41 average. The jaws, 4.8, going 43 average. So 42 and 44 if you take the indoor, not the range reading. So 800, sorry, more spin jaws, again doing very well. Vokey, now that one's going 43 average and spinning at 4,400. So at the 40 yard to 45 yard distance, the ping is actually performing now the worst out of these numbers, with the jaws again doing very well. So for me personally, and I've done this as the video hints at for years, and tried to measure these kind of things. All three of those wedges I could game. All three of those wedges have a tolerance of spin from bottom to top. There are as many occasions where you want the ball to spin as equal ones where you don't want it to spin. We could repeat this test again tomorrow and I reckon you would see those numbers jump and move around. I would argue the jaws would stay up there, done very well. But anyone who watched my jaws test, it didn't do so well on that day. It actually dropped down. So my point still stands. I would not be buying any of these wedges on the spin claims. I'd be buying on the looks, the feels, the sounds. They're all spinning enough and well to help you score. Now, I know some of you will want to compare this to other videos. I think the DXG boys did a test on this, which people reference when they're asking me. And I've not seen that test. I tend not to watch many golf videos, but I advise you to watch loads of them, obviously. I wouldn't say if their test throws up a different result, which it suggested it is in the tweets that have been sent to me, again, I could probably get that result out as well. And I don't know what conclusions they've come to with their test. When it comes to testing wedges for spins, you've got 1,000 rev tolerances and strike just dictates everything. Moving it on to if it's wet or dry as well, as you can see, there are some patterns, but again, so many variables. I did a jaws video where I tried to stress don't buy on spin, buy on things like gapping, making sure it goes the number when you hit it the way you want it to, and it goes the height you want it to, and it has a certain amount of spin, which I think you'll struggle to find a modern wedge that doesn't have a certain amount of spin. And it led to doing another video about spin, and the reason that is because you guys are fixated with it. So the more you fixate with it, the more you're going to get sold it. What's always interesting in this kind of life's rich pageant that we go round on is that you influence this as much as the manufacturers, I'm afraid, with what you're searching for, what you're watching, what you're buying, how you're buying. You're influencing what people sell at you. So with any test, doesn't matter who you're watching, just think about the logic, think about how they're trying to get their message across, and hopefully in a way that makes you think, oh yeah, that's a test that I could repeat and I would probably get similar ideas or not. And if you don't believe them, do the test yourself. That's always the best thing. The amount of doubters I've had through the years with shaft flex ideas, spin, peak height ideas, all I do is I bring them in wherever possible, let them do the test, and I've not had one come in and not go out thinking along the same lines of the conclusions that I come to, because all that's happened is I've had the chance to test lots of these things before them, so I found it out rather than using the cliches that might be being pushed out there. Let me know what you think. I would game any of these wedges. The jaws one is worth trying. I mean, it's got some spin today. It was doing very well. And then the Vokey was the worst in one test and then came into the middle. The ping was worst in one test and was also in the middle. But the jaws was top of each one today, which is pretty good going, isn't it? Post comments down below, which one would you game and why? Is it to do with bounce options? What's making you buy wedges or thinking about wedges? And are you getting fit for your wedges? Because if you're not, you should be. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the videos. Don't be afraid to subscribe if you don't already. And if you already subscribed, remember to hit that bell icon so you get notifications when we do our next fancy test. See you soon.